Some form or fashion, Andrea.
Absolutely. Reince Priebus has been on the ropes for months now, and certainly after the attack from Anthony Scaramucci, the new communications director, a blistering and profane attack. It was very clear that he was on his way out, and certainly the departure of Sean Spicer, who came in with Reince Priebus, clearly the president blaming him for not being tough enough, certainly could be blamed for the lack of a legislative strategy on health care, the repeal of Obamacare. John Kelly is, of course, this is a president who says, I love my generals, and John Kelly, loyal and very strong in enforcing his immigration policy, the executive orders that were very controversial. Also, just on a personal level, this is a man who is a Marine. He joined the Marines in 1970, served on active duty, of course, in 3 wars, and has given the ultimate sacrifice of his son, who was also a Marine, and he has a second son now headed to Afghanistan. His daughter works for the FBI. This is a family of public service. In an interview with our own Pete Williams recently, and last week, in fact, in Aspen, Colorado, at a security conference, he said that retirement was kind of getting boring, that he missed public service.
All right, Andrea, stand by. Let me go to Pete Williams now, who, as you mentioned, spoke to the General Kelly at the Aspen security conference last week. What was your take on him? Any indication that this was something under consideration?
No, and I was talking to Homeland Security officials just last night about various things. I think this is coming as a surprise to them. My guess is that this was offered to the general just very recently, within the past several hours. But he's somebody who believed, he thought his public service career was over, but then he got the call and he thought this was the right thing for him to do, to be Homeland Security Secretary. And he's had the point for the president on the immigration issue, but also generally the Homeland Security portfolio writ large. He was the one, after all, who put in place this new requirement for security for carry-on electronics around the world, first starting with 10 airports in the Middle East and Africa, and now requiring all airports that have flights into the United States to up their game on security. I would assume, Lester, that the Homeland Security Department will now be led by the woman who's been the deputy secretary. She will assume become acting, Elaine Duke. She was Undersecretary for Management in the department from 2008 to 2010. So she's been around the block at least once with the Department of Homeland Security. And now the president will have to nominate someone else and get another new member of his cabinet.
All right, Pete Williams, thanks. As you were speaking, the president tweeting again, he says he'd like to thank Reince Priebus for his service and dedication to his country. We accomplished a lot together. I am proud of him. Again, President Trump delivering this major news, as he has delivered a lot of news of late via Twitter. Again, the headline, Reince Priebus is out as chief of staff for President Trump. General John Kelly, Secretary of Homeland Security, is in. We will have continuing coverage, of course, on MSNBC and NBCNews.com. I'll see you in just a little while for more on NBC Nightly News. Until then, I'm Lester Holt in New York. Have a good day, everyone.